to declare the miracle of God's glory through the beautiful and mysterious lights that orbit the sun.
You know, these expeditions throughout the solar system have allowed us to make close encounters with 8 planets and dozens of moons. And the diversity we've seen has been far greater than we ever expected. Through the years, space probes have generated thousands of detailed photographs, showing us planets made of rock, and others almost totally of gas. We've seen moons made largely of ice, and another with active volcanoes. No two of these worlds are exactly the same, and yet all but one of them shares a very significant characteristic. Except for the Earth, every planet and moon that orbits the sun appears to be totally dead, completely devoid of any form of life. You know, it's possible the most important thing we've learned about the solar system is how extraordinarily special the Earth really is. The odds that life could exist here, or anywhere for that matter, are incredibly low, especially when you take into account all the finely tuned conditions and factors that have to be in place for life to work at all. Just consider the Earth's orbital pathway around the sun. The Earth moves in a narrow zone at a critical distance where survival is possible. The 2 planets closest to us, Venus and Mars, are either much too hot or too cold to support any kind of life. The same holds true for the other planets. It's been estimated that only 2% of the entire solar system falls within a range where temperatures are conducive to life. Fortunately, that's precisely the region we happen to occupy. Now, the fact that we're located within the ideal spot in the solar system is only one of the many reasons why we survive from day to day. You see, our moon is also 93 million miles from the sun, and yet it's as dead a place as Mars or Venus. Life on Earth is possible because many factors and properties exist and work together in combination. It's a very complicated puzzle, and our planet has all the pieces. The Earth is the only planet with liquid water. It's also the only planet with an atmosphere based upon nitrogen and oxygen. These are components absolutely essential to life. The tilt of the Earth's axis is an ideal 23.5 degrees. When you combine that with our moderate 24-hour rotation period, it gives us seasonal changes and a temperate climate. Even the size and distance of our moon is nearly perfect. Its gravitational pull controls the daily movement of the tides, so they're strong enough to cleanse the shorelines without flooding the continents. So when you start comparing these different factors, the size of the planet, the distance from the sun, the tilt of the Earth's axis, the rotation period, the existence of the moon, the composition, the atmosphere, and on, the number of things that come together is truly remarkable. And when you see that kind of evidence, then that suggests very strongly that it didn't just happen, but was caused to happen. Again, someone designed or planned it that way. I like to think of the Earth as a finely crafted watch. You have to have all the springs, all the levers, all the gears, and they have to be in the right place, all the right size, doing the right things. And you could take a box of watch pieces, but I don't think if you shook it up long enough you would ever end up with a watch, and nobody would believe that you would. I believe the situation with the Earth is probably far more critical. You could take a number of different planets, a number of different sizes, distances from the sun, and try it over and over and over again randomly. And just like the watch would never come together out of those pieces, you could never get a planet to just come together with all the right factors in place at the same time to give you a suitable habitat for life. So as we've looked through the solar system, we see that the Earth is not only a unique place, but it's also a place where a number of factors have come together, working in combination, so that you have the only place suitable for life to exist. Now, many people look at that and say, wow, the earth really had a lucky break, didn't it? But I find it a lot easier to believe that instead the earth was created that way, that there was a creator who designed it, and that when he made the world, he did so with us in mind. It's an explanation for the origin and design of the earth that's consistent with what both science and the Word of God have revealed. And when you look throughout the solar system, it's not hard to come to the conclusion that there's truly no place like home.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And since that defining moment, our blue jewel of a planet has shined with a brilliance unique in the solar system. Its design is unparalleled. Its operation often spectacular. And its purpose unmatched within the boundaries of current understanding. To harbor and sustain the only creation capable of exploring its wonders and knowing its God. Human life.